Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and patch 10.1 is fast approaching, arriving to the live realms in just a few days. Even the patch 10.1.5 has recently been discovered, and it's possible that we'll be able to test this next upcoming update shortly after the launch of Embers of Neltharion. Safe to say that there's plenty of content on the horizon, and even more updates planned when it comes to supporting a brighter future for all of Dragonflight. To help our classes get better prepared for this major content update, last-minute class training has recently been released for testing over on the PTR, featuring even more buffs to certain underperforming classes, as well as even more tier set tuning. And today I wanted to go over all of these last-minute changes over on the PTR realms, and how these updates will likely impact your future main going forward in 10.1. But right before we get into this PTR class update video, most of you guys watching these are still not subscribed. However, the more of you are mine, the more of you do, so let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get more regular content regarding all of the newest Dragonflight updates and changes going forward. Havoc Demon Hunters are gaining increases when it comes to single target boss encounters, with base abilities like Demon's Bite and Demon Blades. Fell Blade and Chaos Strike increased by 8%, and the Serrated Glaive talent debuff duration has been improved by 5 additional seconds. Feral Druids are getting a slight tune-up, with all of their base damage and abilities increased by 5%, while Restoration Druid tier set 2-piece bonus has been slightly reduced, increasing the healing of Life Bloom and Rejuve by 10% instead of the original 12% value. The Preservation Evoker has run into a bit of a snag as of recently, with its 4 set now providing additional Essence Burst after casting 4 empowerment spells instead of 3, which slightly reduces the flow of resource generation. The Survival Hunter tier set was also unable to evade upcoming nerfs, with its 4 set bonus slightly adjusted. The cooldown reduction of Wildfire Bomb when spending focus has slowed down a notch, while the damage amp of Wildfire Bomb has been reduced by a whopping 35%. Recently, the class of Mage has made fantastic gains over the last build in the patch 10.1 PTR, with every spec and playstyle gaining additional single target and AoE damage output. This week, Fire Mages are being brought down a notch, as the increase to their single target causes them to gain additional value in AoE thanks to the ability to spread Ignite. The damage of Ignite is being reduced down by 6%, which is of some consequence, but it doesn't necessarily overpower the recent improvements. Next, we got even more buffs for the spec of Windwalker Monk, which all too often tends to fall behind other classes when it comes to single target output. The recent improvements to Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, and Black Cow Kick should help improve their damage when it comes to boss encounters. Holy Paladins are being bolstered when it comes to their whole tier set bonus, with the 2 set increasing the critical healing of Holy Shock, improving it by 60%, which makes the ability a lot more valuable. Both Light's Hammer and Holy Prism, which are empowered through a 4 set bonus, are being further improved upon, with both talents gaining additional healing, with the Holy Prism specifically gaining 100% additional damage to make the talent a little bit more feasible. Then we have the spec of Protection Paladin, which have made big headways ahead of every other tank so far in Dragonflight, and this week we're seeing further reductions to this playstyle in order to bring him a lot closer to every other tank. Ages of Light passive, stamina, and armor bonuses have both been reduced by 5%, which is going to impact Protection's passive survivability. Righteous Protector's cooldown reduction becomes a tad less effective, reducing the uptime of defensives like Guardian as well as offensive abilities like Avenging Wrath. When modifying Avenging Wrath with the talent of Sentinel, Sentinel's health increase bonus is being reduced by half, which further impacts your defensive options. Next, we have the class of Rogue, starting with the talent of Night Stalker, which is accessible for all 3 playstyles. This talent has been bugged in one way or another since practically the release of Dragonflight, which created obvious issues in the class talent tree, where rogues focused on investing heavily into Shadow Dance had to spend at least 2 talent points in what felt like a placeholder talent node. This change by itself significantly boosts the performance of specs which utilize Stealth and Shadow Dance regularly, and allows Dance to be a far more viable option going forward. Assassination rogues are gaining even more single target damage, with all their base abilities improved by 5%, with Mutilate and Envenom gaining 5% additional damage on top of it. Shiv's base damage is being increased by 20%, which supports builds utilizing tiny toxic blades, as well as arterial precision for cleave capabilities. Outlaw rogues are also gaining significant single target damage increases, with finishers like Dispatch buffed by 5%, while Between the Eyes gains 20% additional damage. The talent of Summarily Dispatched has been improved, increasing finisher damage by 6% per stack up to a maximum of 30% damage improvements. And all of these single target increases also benefits Outlaw in AoE, since Blade Flurry allows all abilities to cleave onto nearby targets. Finally, Subtlety has seen additional improvements, with base abilities like Shadow Strike increased by 10%, while the finisher of Eviscerate has been improved by 6%, which helps synergize with your current tier set bonus, as well as certain talents which combine into a newer playstyle. Shaman is another class that's seen its tier set on the chopping block, with the elemental tier set slightly reduced. The 2 set now grants 1 stack of Stormkeeper every 50 seconds, with the 4 set generating less Maelstrom than before. But the Restoration Shaman gets a slight boost, with a 2 set bonus instant healing effect increased by 30%. Warlock is another class that's seen even more adjustments, with this build's main focus on decreasing the power of certain talents which tend to overshadow every other playstyle. Therefore, Reign of Tyranny loses 10% of its initial damage boost towards your Tyrant, while Immutable Hatred increases the damage of Felguard's Legion Strike by 100% over its original 120% worth of value. Finally, we have the class of Warrior, which is getting generalized damage improvements, with a Spec of Arms seeing all of its ability damage buffed by 4%, while its auto attacks are increased by 12% instead. Ability damage amps to things like Mortal Strike, Overpower, and Execute can gain benefits in both single target as well as in AoE, where auto attack enhancements are specifically focused on improving their single target damage, which allows for a more surgical damage tuning. Fury Warrior is also getting similar value, with its abilities and auto attacks both increased by 4% in this most recent update. And for now, that's going to be the full list of class changes that have recently been announced to the patch 10.1 PTR, but it is possible that we may see even more smaller updates arrive just as the patch is about to launch, and we'll likely see even more class tuning during the first week of the Season 2 opening. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you already got to finalize your decision on which classes you're going to main and alt heading into Embers of Neltharion? And what endgame content are you primarily looking to focus on during the Season 2? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.